Half minutes left. That was a 4th and 3 play. 3 seconds left. Line up for the 33-yard attempt. It's a tie game. Not anymore. Game winner. Panthers win 30-27. Here's Rico.
That one buckled up. Yeah. I definitely say it was a little personal. Just wanted to get the win and have a great performance from my end. And like I said, those guys allowed me to do it, and we was able to get the job done again.
Rico had a few things to say about the Cowboys coming into this. He told them to buckle up. What did you see from your teammate today?
I mean, yeah, his energy is contagious. You know, we noticed that this is a revenge game for him, and we wanted to play behind him.
Who he is, a dog, an elite player, someone that has that competitive spirit every weekend. And, you know, that was great for us because he challenged all of us to have his back. You know, that we know it meant something to him. We love him, so we wanted to make sure that we had his back. You know, we believe in each other. We trust in each other. You know, this is great. We're going to enjoy it for 24 hours, and then we're going to turn the page and figure out how we can execute next week.
Congrats on the win. Thanks, Bryce.
Appreciate it.
Who is this Rico Dowdle?
Oh, boy.
He said he was going to prove the Cowboys they should have kept him, and he did exactly that. 239 yards from scrimmage. NFL record for the most in a player's first game against a former team. It also happens to be the Panthers' single-game franchise record. So here's Brian Schottenheimer on the losing side talking about this game.
Matt's a great coach. I mean, Matt's a great coach. He's been around. Everywhere he's ever been, he's had good defenses, you know, and it's not just Matt by himself. You know, Matt's trying. You know, the players are trying. This is not a lack of effort. This is not that.
That we go against them every day. I mean, it's an iron sharpen iron mentality. I understand the players and the pieces that they have over there. You see them working each and every day. You see them getting better. At the end of the day, they're getting better. I mean, the communication, they're getting the ball out, and so they're going to get better. It's a long season. It's a long season. We got a lot of great players. We got guys getting healthy, guys coming back. That's only going to make this team better, more explosive, and just we got to keep our heads and keep working, understand it's a process, and it is a loss, but it's also we got to take something and learn from it.
Sadly, one of those players coming back is not Micah Parsons, and that's not good for Dallas. Plenty of offense for the Cowboys. One of the league's best. Only the Bills average more yards per game. However, that D dead last in the NFL, as they're the only team allowing over 400 yards per game, and seemingly all of that given up to Rico Dowdle. Woof. So the Cowboys, they just keep playing this Jekyll and Hyde game each week, week to week. Can they win the NFC East playing like this?
No.
No.
And offensively they can, but there's a problem. You got to play defense. And their defense was a little bit better today, but it's not very good. And I don't know how they're going to fix it. But Dak Prescott in this offense, they are marvelous. I mean, they can score points with anybody. So when you break this division down right now, think of the Dallas Cowboys where they're at, okay. Now you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, and all of a sudden they had another hiccup, and now the hiccup started on defense.
Yep.
It wasn't offense. Offense was kind of clunky, but now on defense, they have problems covering people. So they got exposed with that, right? So now you think about who's maybe the better team in this division. We know the Giants are starting a young quarterback, right? They're not. So the Washington Commanders now, they're the leader in the pack.
Wow.
The Washington Commanders. And they were good last year. Remember, they split with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
So this Washington Commander team, to me, they're the best team in the division right now.
A lot of teams in that NFC's got things to fix. Eagles, Dallas. But the Commander's in control.
Yeah.
Okay? It's early,
right
like
now,
Dak says.
There's a lot of football left.
We'll
but right
now,
we'll 5 weeks from now, we'll talk again.
Okay, there you go. Meanwhile, we got a lot of football left. Coach, it feels like they're not quite where maybe we thought they would be as top contenders.
Yeah.
What was important for you about this win today for them?
Well, for me, this is an explosive offense when they can hit chunk plays. And that's all set up through the run game and the play action, similar to the Detroit Lions, and they were able to do that today. They had 4 big chunk plays for over 111 yards, and their defense, obviously, they don't get enough credit. This is a top 5 defense. So, and people don't realize that because you're talking about Green Bay. Oh, Green Bay Packers offense. Hey, they play pretty good defense too. So this was a game they needed to win this game. It's at home. They had just tied last week. Can you imagine you lose a game at home against Cincinnati, against Joe Flacco? No, you have to win this game. This is like a must-win early in the season, so they stay in the race in the NFC North.
Still part of the conversation. Again, back with you on SportsCenter with Coach Herm Edwards, talking all football for the next 30 minutes. We got a lot more to get to. So that's the Packers. A lot of other teams.
I think division games in the NFL are always different. Anything can happen. Been in a North division for 18 years of my career, 15 as a starter, so I know what those games are all about. Anything can happen. Definitely seems those games are always a little more physical than the other ones. Felt like it was a physical game. I think our defense was really getting after it. I was joking with PQ. Felt like he was trying to knock himself out there. He's drilling people. Yeah, there were a lot of big hits on both sides of the ball. But anytime you play in division games, really in the NFL in general, you take care of the football and you win the line of scrimmage, you're going to win a lot of those games. So I thought we did that today.
I think here and there's times where I definitely need to be better in creating completions, and then us working together to find that. We got to create chunks, explosives. That's sometimes just runners, right? Yards after catch, or maybe that's down the field, but that's also just doing the easy things at a high level. And I think at times, we're not doing that, and that starts with me. But yeah, we got to find answers.
Their mates in the North, the Ravens, man, they got to get a win. They were facing the Rams in Baltimore. Third quarter, game tied at 3. First and goal, Kyron Williams, boom, punches it in. 10-3, and you know who doesn't love that? John Harbaugh. Ugh, that face says it all. Next possession, exactly. Check this out, same score, Tyler Higbee, toe drag into the end zone, touchdown. You know who doesn't love that? John Harbaugh. Doesn't love that dance either.
No.
Under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Look at that. Uh-oh. Cooper Rush, hand off to Zay Flowers. Didn't quite work out. The fumble. You know who doesn't love that?
Nope.
That guy. Because the Rams win 17-3. Here's Kyron Williams.
It's all about staying connected. 11 as one, 33 as one, and we stay connected in offense, defense, and the kicking game, and that's what we harped on all week, man. Just staying true to us and staying true to what we do. And it started slow, but we came out in the second half and show what we do.
The game changed in about 90 seconds.
Yeah.
You start out strong in the second half and then capitalize on that turnover. This game's about sudden change. How do you stay patient in waiting for that moment to happen and then jumping on it?
Yeah, I think it's about seizing the moment. Like you said, just whenever it's going to come, because we know it's going to come, there's going to be a break in the game. And so when that happens, you got to keep the foot on the gas. And so once we got that turnover by Q and that interception, man, it was up from there. And so, shout out to the offense for, staying connected, like I said, and just keeping the foot on the gas.
Well, whether it's Cam Curl, whether it's Puka Nacua, you never want to see that. Injuries are one of the worst parts of this. He tried to give it a go. Even Blake Corum came back, ended up making some good runs in the second half. I thought that was awesome. Puka tried to be able to give it a go, just didn't feel good enough, and I apologize for that. I just don't know enough about really what's going on and how he's going to feel and how he's going to respond. He maybe could have really pressed through, but we were kind of more being smart than anything, so I do apologize for that, Sarah. But I don't like it anytime a player gets injured, no matter who it is.
It definitely stings, to have just 3 points on the board as offense. We pride ourselves on having a lot of playmakers and being able to score points, which we didn't do today. We got down there, and they held us out of the end zone. Those 3 plays, which we all know we have to be better and get the ball in there on the 1 yard. That's unacceptable as far as us.
Johnny mentioned Lamar for sure back for Bears as soon as that.
Well, for sure, I'm saying so, but I don't know. Well, that's how life is sometimes. You can't predict everything. It's still the future, but that's the hope.
Wow. Now, who saw this coming? Ravens 1-5. Meanwhile, the Steelers are 4-1. Ravens obviously can't score without Lamar. He's maybe going to be back next week after the bye week. So how do you see the AFC North shaping up?
Well, right now, if you looked at it, if you've listened to your eyes, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers division to lose right now. Now, I say that, but I also say this. The Baltimore Ravens have hope all of a sudden, even though they didn't win today. You know what I saw today?
What?
The Baltimore Ravens defense finally showed up.
Okay.
Because this was a defense giving up almost 35 points a game. They didn't have Lamar Jackson today. Played a pretty good Ram offense that can score the ball, right?
Yeah.
And were competitive in this game. So can they continue to do that defensively when they get Lamar Jackson back? Well, if they can do that, they got a shot. But right now, it's Pittsburgh. Think about it, Pittsburgh. Cincinnati, Joe Flacco's the quarterback. In Cleveland, they have a rookie quarterback.
Right.
So you look at Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting pretty good right now.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good. Meanwhile, Ravens, just keep this in mind. 1-5, only 4 teams in the Super Bowl era have made the playoffs. Starting 1-5.
It's hard.
Yes. So you're saying there's a chance?